Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me, so let's get into it. Muichiro. Muichiro did not expect to be put in such an awkward position, but it seemed like that was what was happening at the moment, and it was not a reality that you could escape very easily. Usually, he paid a lot of attention to his surroundings, and usually, he would not end up in such a really bad position. He didn't mean to open the bathroom and to find you inside, nor did he mean for you to be showering and for him to get on you in such a vulnerable state. He thought that you were outside, and you did not even lock the door. So, since he had no clue that anyone could be inside, and he would always forget to turn the lights off once he left the bathroom, he really was not at fault here. If he was inside, he would lock it. But it seemed like it was a situation now that had already happened, and not one that he could overthink or escape from. It had already occurred, and now he just had to deal with what happened at the moment. Your eyes staring widely at his own, wide open in pure shock and embarrassment, his own staring right back. The two of you stared back and forth for a couple of moments, and the two of you blushed. Of course he would be, but he was blushing brighter if you could compare that. Not that either of you thought about it. Too many thoughts going on in your heads. What mattered then was that you had acted quickly after the initial moments of shock and hid behind the curtain. You regret now that you did not pull it all the way when you entered, but it was too late. And now he spoke from behind the curtain. Muichiro, why did you come in? I didn't know you were inside, Wayan. Had I known, I wouldn't have come in at all, he said, and he just let out a huff. I guess you're right. Well, what did you want? You ask him, and after some hesitation, he responds, I wanted to wash my face. I promise I won't take too much time, and I won't look at all, he said. You honestly felt bad for scolding him initially, and you waited until you were out and fully dressed before you went over to him. He wouldn't even look at you, and you seemed to be really embarrassed about what happened. That's why you sat right next to him, wrapping your arms around him and pulling him close. Hey, Muichiro, it's fine. I'm not really upset, I promise. You tell him, and as you pull him closer, he looks up at you, tilting his head. Are you sure you're not upset? Promise? I promise. Now come on, don't pout like that. It's breaking my heart already. You tell him, and that's enough to make him smile. Just try not to tease him about it later. He would be so embarrassed. Tengen. Now, Tengen needs to be told that he should not do this. Maybe he was used to doing this with his other wives, but that's because they've been together for so long, and you're still getting used to the many aspects of being in a relationship with him. And you were not yet married anyway. It was something you had planned for, but you were still arranging things and preparing things for the end goal. So, for now, you were living with them, his wives and him, but they were waiting for your marriage, of course. And you did not expect him to open the bathroom door so suddenly. It was something that you had never thought would happen. And to be honest, He didn't know you were inside, and most of the time he did not expect you to be inside. And it wasn't like any of his wives would mind if he entered the bathroom while they were showering, so it was just you. And most of the time, if someone didn't want him to enter, they would lock the door. That's what made sense the most. He saw that no one was inside. That's really what was in his mind. So when he opened the door and found you face first in the shower, the TV stared, and his jaw had dropped, and he blushed brightly, seeing the look on his face. It was something that had embarrassed you greatly, and you had immediately grabbed a towel, trying to hide your body. Hey, Tengen, what are you doing here? You yell at him, and he's frozen for a couple of more moments before he tries to stutter out any answer that he can come up with. I, I was. I wanted to. What did you want? You ask him, and he knows he genuinely wanted something, but the whole surprise situation had managed to make him forget. Usually he was not shy, but it was quite awkward, and quite a lot to process. So, he couldn't help but let out a soft laugh, shaking his head. Well, I didn't expect to see you like that, Wyan. I thought that no one was inside. Well, there I am. I am inside. So come on. Get out of here. And once I'm done, you can come back in and do whatever you wanted. You tell him, and one more scowl at him is all it takes for him to head out, laughing in the background. You shake your head. He's truly a force to be reckoned with, and quite chaotic at times. But once you get out, as you're quite embarrassed by the situation, he does spoil you, and he's all over the awkwardness and embarrassment, teasing you about it, but he gives you many little kisses in return. And most of all, he cuddles you, and gives you some nice food, so you won't be pouting at him any longer. It's not a sight that he loves. He doesn't want you being sad. And you certainly do like the food that he gives you every time. Yes, he has a habit of teasing you too much.